All right, guys, how's it going? As you can see, it is time for another today's exclusive. All right. Well, it must be because it says exclusive behind me, did it? Now, the thing is, there's two exclusives that I want to run by you today, but I don't like it when there's more than one because then it's not today's exclusive, is it? It's two, it's plural. You know what I mean? So if I call this one today's exclusive and then the other one another exclusive, if someone goes to the second one first, it don't make sense. These are the problems I have to face every day of the week, guys. Anyway, today's exclusive is from GiveMeStrength.com. Sorry, GiveMeSport.com. What does it say? Can you say, what's this down to? That's £49 million, all right? So, I've not read it. Now, remember, I can't read it all out to you. I can only read bits, right? So the bits I leave out are the obvious bits where it might say who Arne Slot is or that Liverpool have just won the league. I don't leave anything in or out to make it sound good or bad. And I don't pick an exclusive to ridicule it. It just so happens that 99% of the exclusives are nonsense from the likes of this shit. And let's not forget that it's people like Fabrizio Romano that contribute for these, right? So, you know what I mean? And that Ben Jacobs, he's another, right? So, anyway, and remember, the more ads, the more bullshit. There's a lot of adverts on here, although not as bad as the Twitter twats that pass themselves off as fan sites. Anyway, let's get on with it. Exclusive. Liverpool set for talks with £49 million star who could push for move. I don't want the word could in the title of an exclusive. You see it there? That means, like, that should say is pushing for, has pushed for, will push for. That's what an exclusive should be, right? It's not an exclusive if it's left open. So it's already sound like they've got a get out in it. Let's see. It's by Danny Rust and Dean Jones. We've seen their names before. Here we go. Liverpool are preparing to re-enter. That must mean they've entered before. Discussions with Luis Diaz over his future after the Anfield fan favourite has been causing concerns that he could look to push for a move to Barcelona when the transfer window reopens for business in the summer. Give me sport sources, you can smell it, can't you, have revealed. Right? Let's think about this for a minute. Preparing to re-enter discussions. That means they've already entered them. Why are they preparing? We're going to have contract talks with him in a couple of weeks. We're going to prepare things. Yeah. Well, make sure you get some paper plates, and we'll do some sarnies and put some biscuits. You get some of them biscuits in. You get them tea bags in. He likes Yorkshire tea biscuit brew. You know that, like Big Dunk. Get some of that. Is that preparing? Is that what it means? Let's hoover up a little bit. Let's run Hoover over. Let's get ready to enter these discussions. Preparing to enter. Do you reckon there's like a countdown clock in Richard Hughes' office? Now, I'm going to pull this up before I get into it in the first place, because talking about he could look to push for a move to Barcelona, as part of that, yeah, he could push for a move to Barcelona, but he can push as much as he fucking wants right now because Barcelona can't do anything, because of the financial situation. They're on the 1-4 rule in Spain. If you don't understand it, leave a comment and I'll explain it. But basically in Spain, they have the 1-1 rule. So if you want to spend 100 million euros on a transfer, 80, 90 million on the fee and the rest on the contract, you want to spend 100 million total on a transfer and you're on the 1-1 rule, it means you have to show that income through your accounts, not necessarily through player sales. It could be sponsorship or anything, all right? But if you're going to spend 100 million, you've got to make sure you've had 100 million in. That's called the 1-1 rule. Barcelona didn't have that last summer, if you remember, and that's why they couldn't do anything for Luis Diaz then. It then rumbled on, and I said, I think we'll see Luis Diaz linked with them in January, and it happened. Do you remember that interview with Deco, the sporting director, 6-page interview in Sport, and it all came back out again? But they had the 1-1 rule, and then they got back to 1-1 status through sponsorship deals, selling off boxes and all this corporate shite. And then recently, they lost it because they forgot to account for 100 million euros in the account. So the account said, we've had 100 million in. But when you looked at it a bit more detailed, the 100 million was never paid. So therefore, they've been stripped of that 1-1 rule, right? So they were in the shit last summer. Then they were all right later on in the season. And now they're back in the shit again because now they're on what's called a 1-4 rule. So if they wanted to buy Luis Diaz at 60, 70 million euros, they'd have to get 175 million euros in. It's just impossible. So he can push. How can he push for a move if Barcelona can't do anything at the moment? I think, but I'm not sure, that is being reviewed at the end of June. I'm not sure. You know, I review the Spanish football dailies every day. I have another YouTube channel called Galazo España. There is a link in the video description and it'll also pop up on the screen where I touch about what's going on with Barcelona. But trust me, if there's any change in Barcelona's financial status, I will let you know on here because obviously Diaz wants to go to Barcelona and Barcelona want him. So already I'm starting to think that this article, this exclusive, is silly because he can't push for a move to Barcelona at the moment. Okay, the next paragraph is about incoming Mamardashvili. They talk about Arne Slot saying the Dutch tactician. Come on, tactician is a word reserved for Brendan Rodgers. Fantastic. They talk about the Dutch tactician being without Trent Alexander-Arnold. And he's determined to avoid a situation where fellow title winner Diaz also embarks on a fresh challenge instead of remaining at Liverpool. Then in bold, we've got Reds aim to enter discussions over Diaz deal. They're aiming to enter into the discussions. Conversations expected to get underway before the end of the month. Yeah, I think that Liverpool have to push the Diaz situation because Diaz is going to hold out as long as he can to get a move to Barcelona. What I mean by that is not sign a new deal with Liverpool, right? And because if he signs a new deal with Liverpool, he ain't going to get his move to Barcelona. And he's also, in my opinion, people keep linking him with other clubs. He's not going to commit to moving to another club yet at the moment because that closes the door on Barcelona. So Luis Diaz is quite happy to pan it out. Now, if their financial situation doesn't improve at Barcelona and they stay on this 1-4 rule with restrictions, and Deco, for example, turns around and says, look, you know we want you, but we can't do it. You need to focus on yourself. Then Diaz then could turn around to Liverpool and say, I'm going to go somewhere else and drag his contract out, right? Like we've seen with the other, you know what I'm saying, right? Like Canate now and Real Madrid, Canate and Diaz have to be sold if they don't extend their contracts. And what's going to happen is Diaz is not going to commit to that until he knows what's happening with Barcelona. And when Barcelona fell in the shit again recently, Diaz suddenly popped up saying how happy he was at Liverpool, which made me chuckle. It doesn't mean it's linked, but the timing was very strange. Anyway, Liverpool are set to hold fresh talks with Diaz over a new contract. Now, according to the Catalan media, the media close to Barcelona, Luis Diaz rejected a contract offer from Liverpool in November, whether that was a formal offer or just passing, like, would you be up for this? He rejected it. Now, in January, it was reported again. But I don't know if that was a second rejection or whether in January they were just referring to the first rejection. Does that make sense? Because it'd been mentioned twice in the Barcelona media, which was sport, okay? But I don't know if there's... I didn't understand in January whether they were meant it was a second rejection or they were just mentioning the previous one. I hope that makes sense. So Liverpool are set to hold fresh talks with Diaz over a new contract, according to GMS sources. We've seen these claims made the last few days elsewhere as well. After there have been fears that he could agitate for a switch to Barcelona if the opportunity arises, as the La Liga heavyweights have been pinpointed as his dream destination if he moves on to pastures new. He's been earmarked as a potential recruit by suitors, but the Reds are keen to retain his services. I think Liverpool were looking at selling him this summer and using that money to Barcelona, all right? Not just getting him out. They just, like me, thought he'll be on his way to Barcelona now. And I think Liverpool officials are looking at that, and the Núñez money has been a big chunk of the transfer game. GMS sources have been informed that Liverpool are expected, that doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen, expected to enter face-to-face conversations with Diaz. Face-to-face conversations. That's different, because I thought they stood in a room with their backs to each other like that. having seen him play a pivotal role in being crowned champions. And Barcelona will keep tabs on how those discussions progress. Barcelona will keep tabs on how those contract negotiations will progress before potentially upping the ante in their pursuit. They can't pursue him at the moment. This article's nonsense. We know it's nonsense anyway, before we've even started reading it, let's be honest, because of the outlet. Although Barcelona will have renewed hope of being able to prize Diaz away from Liverpool if Slot cannot persuade him to sign on the dotted line before the transfer window reopens. God, a comma would have been nice there. GMS sources have learned that there is an awareness that he could decide to extend his stay after ending the season with silverware. GMS sources have learned there is an awareness. Yeah, he'll extend his stay, all right, if Barcelona can't sign him. Admirers, this is in bold. Admirers would love opportunity to sign Diaz. GMS sources. It's like it's been written by a fucking 14-year-old that's got a little blog or something, isn't it? GMS, two people wrote this. GMS sources have been told that Liverpool have reached a pivotal period as Barcelona would love the chance to sign Diaz and believe it could become a possibility as they seek to give their squad a makeover in the aftermath of missing out on a place in the Champions League final. He's been identified as a potential recruit by them at a time when head coach Hansi Flick and influential figures behind the scenes are deliberating whether to bring in long-term replacements for Robert Lewandowski and Rafinha. How are they going to do this? It just shows you how these journalists or whatever have no knowledge of actually what they're talking about here. Liverpool want to hold on to him. He's seen as a talismanic figure, capable of boosting their front line. GMS sources understand. Sorry, I've read it wrong. They want to hold on to him, and that's what GMS sources understand. And it remains unclear whether Barcelona will be able to land him at the same time as the more cost-effective Marcus Rashford, after he has fallen out of favour at Manchester United. You're not going to believe what I'm going to say to you next. GMS sources recently revealed that Lyon talisman Rayan Cherki wants to head to Anfield in the summer, and his arrival would result in Slot having another option on the flank. That's it. All right, what was the headline? Liverpool set for talks with £49 million star. Why does it say £49 million star? I don't remember seeing £49 million star in there. Oh. The Columbia International has been on the Merseyside Giants book since sealing a move worth up to £49 million. But they've made it sound in the headline, haven't they, that Liverpool is set for talks with a £49 million star who could push for a move to Anfield. That's what it sounds like. It's pathetic. It's shit. Terrible. They don't know what they're talking about. But there you go. I've given my little updates on the Barcelona stuff. If you've missed them recently, now you know. All right, guys. I've got to go now. I've got to go and host a live stream. Hope you're all okay. If you did enjoy this video, I know many of you enjoy the exclusives. I do. I really enjoyed them. It's my favourite part of the channel, to be honest with you. Then, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please do thumbs up the video. Please drop me... Can you hear them dogs barking? It's like fucking bats. It's dog arm, innit? Please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. And if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, hit the thanks button under the video. It pisses my haters off. And it just makes me smile. You know what I mean? Because I go, I can get a beer. I'm having a beer on Sunday. If you want to know why I'm having a beer on Sunday, right, go to my other YouTube channel, Duncan Oldham. It's in the video description. My morning briefings are on there, and they're the ones. I do a morning briefing every morning, unless I'm hungover. And I tell everyone how fucking great you are for supporting me. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Don't cost fuck all to thumbs up a video or leave a comment. Just saying. See you in a bit.